And I'm really excited today to have Martin Jones with us, who's the founder of holographic breathing technique. And he's going to tell us all about what that is, and then also guide us through a demonstration you're going to learn the holographic breathing technique today and also get an experience in it. So I'm really very excited to have him here. Welcome, Martin.
Hi, Holly.
Hi. Hi, and you, Martin, has a really wonderful background in healing modalities with Tai Chi and Qigong and cranial sacral for over 40 years. And then about 20 years ago, he developed this holographic breathing technique, and I'll let him describe how it came to him and the technique itself. But I had a chance to experience it myself about a week ago, and it was very powerful.
So do you want me to tell you a bit how holographic breathing came about?
Yes, exactly the question I was going to ask.
I'd been teaching Tai Chi and cranial sacral therapy and healing for a long time, and I was really quite healthy and fairly successful, and everything was going well. And round about the end of the 90s, I got bitten by a tick in India, and unknowingly I got Lyme's disease. And over the next 7 years from that, I progressively got sicker and sicker until I was pretty well bedridden. And I was quite ready to throw in the towel because I'd just been so ill. And I knew, or I didn't know, but I just felt like I couldn't beat the disease. It was going to take me. So I lay down one night and I just made a little prayer and said I didn't actually want to die, but I let the illness take me. I just thought, I'm just going to let the illness take me so I can see what it is. And the tiredness changed to an experience of death, and it was like going through the waves of death, and that carried on for about an hour. And when I came out the other side, it was as if I'd died, and there were some light beings there, these large, big beings, just very quiet and very wise. And I'm not sure if it was from that experience, but about a month later, the holographic breathing came through. I'd been doing a lot of breathing, working with the maxilla area, breathing in and out from here, because I was told that I needed orthodontics. And I was doing that, and there was a lot of energy moving around my brain. And I was just doing it softer and softer. And at a certain point, there was this just overwhelming explosion of energy just through my brain, through my face, and it came through the teeth and down into the jaw. And that energy coming through the teeth and moving into the jaw opened a cellular memory. It wasn't like I tried to do something opened, a memory opened, and the lips got pulled together, the tongue got pulled onto the roof of the mouth. On the in-breath, the jaw was gently opening, and on the out-breath, the jaw was gently closing. It was as if I'd always known how to do it, and this wave of energy started moving through my face, through my brain, through my body. And it was just everything started breathing in and out, and especially through the cranium and brain, this all started breathing, and it felt wonderful. And I no longer had to try and breathe into the maxilla to try and get this to open and close. It was automatically breathing with what I now call holographic breathing. And the Lyme's disease was attacking my brain and the neural system, and that was going down, and my endocrine system was going down, and I was just getting iller and iller and iller. And with this breathing, because the face and brain were breathing and I could access the brain, it gave me a way of coming back from the Lyme's disease. And it felt like rather than me dying and going away and then coming back or somewhere else and starting a new life, it felt like I started a new life without actually having to leave. Everything kind of changed, and quite quickly. I'd stopped teaching Tai Chi because I was in too much pain. I was doing a bit of healing, but everything changed. I couldn't stop doing the holographic breathing. It just became my breath. As soon as it started, it didn't stop unless I was talking or reading. I was breathing in this fashion. It was opening through my body. It gave me a way of healing the Lyme's disease. And I no longer needed to go for sessions. I was having lots of sessions before, but I found that using this, it was kind of sating me and benefiting me, and I could work with my own spine and everything I needed. And gradually the Lyme's disease got better. And from that point, I just started teaching holographic breathing. And when I did healing, it wasn't the healing I was doing before. It was coming from the channels that had opened up the holographic breathing. And with holographic breathing, and I'll be teaching this tonight, I'll be teaching the holographic breathing, and then I'll be teaching the different modes or some of the different qualities of energy that come through with it. And I found I could use those to heal myself, and I just started teaching that, really. And I can't say I've become rich or well known from it, but I have just done that for the last 20 years, and it's been a gift, really, because I think I would have died otherwise. And it's opened up in many areas. In birth, it can be used in birth, in healing. Incredibly similar. The bones, how the bones and the movement of the breath when you start doing holographic breathing, almost exactly the same as is shown in craniosacral therapy. The modes of energy are very similar to a Tibetan pulsing healing that I used to learn, and how it relates to the different vertebrae, how it relates to the different organs, and the specific energies that release from it were very similar. So it gave me an internal way, like an internal medicine that I could do for myself. And it's grown a lot since the last couple of years, where I've just been teaching webinars, because it means it can spread around the globe, really. So that is how it started, and I'm going to teach you how to do holographic breathing, and then we're going to work through the different structures of the face and see how that's reflected in the body to open up some of those energies that I talked about. So I just turn my sound up so you can hear me. I turned my speakers down because there was some feedback, but so you can speak now, Holly.
Yeah. Yeah, great. No, it was my fault. I was looking on my iPad because I was going to see if there were any questions, and then I could hear the recording, so it was my fault. Question for you: so this was about a month later that the information came to you, yes?
It was a couple of, that death-like experience or opening happened. Then through my whole life, and ever since I started spirituality, I had this kundalini thing where I'd get these rushes of energy through my brain and spine. Mm-hmm. And when it gets strong, it's a bit like psychedelic drugs or something. And after that death-like experience, I had a kundalini opening, which they would normally last a couple of days, but that just carried on for a couple of months, and just like you're going to go mad or something. But it's incredibly enlightening and amazing, but on the other hand, it's a bit like you're losing the plot as well. So it's a bit of both. It's a bit scary, but it's very awakening. And I was coming down from that, and at the same time I've been diagnosed with the Lyme's disease, and at the same time I've been to see this dentist, said, oh, you've got to sort all this out. So I was doing the breathing like that, and it all fitted together in that one meditation, and it actualized. And the energy in the brain, it's like the higher energies, and it drops down through the face. This is the earth, so it's like lightning, and it was grounding into the earth, and then that gave it a physical form of the holographic breathing, really. So
do
yeah, it
you,
was a
yeah. Did you, when it came, I mean, it almost sounds like it was channeled through you, this
oh
information.
yeah. I'm going to teach that as well. We'll work through the energies. There's 6 types of energy I'm going to teach, but there's a 7th, which is people's connection to the higher energies. I am a channel, and holographic breathing is channel. And when I'm teaching it, I can feel terrible, because, you know, you can get over Lyme's disease, but very hard to get your immune system properly working. So often I'm quite tired and I can feel terrible, and I start teaching and this light comes down. I just feel great. It's really good fun. And then
Okay, well,
afterwards I feel terrible again.
all right, so we'll give you some channeled healing energy today.
Yeah. So
Did
we'll be
you, when
doing
it
that.
came through you, I'm assuming since it was channeled and you're used to being in this space, there was no doubt or question about what it was. Did you kind of immediately recognize the power of this technique that was coming through you? What was your experience?
I just the physical sense and the power. It wasn't just a spiritual power, it was a physical power. As it released from my brain and traveled through my face, and particularly because it has to gap between the upper jaw and the lower jaw, and it gapped between the teeth, and it felt like the teeth were actually coming out of their sockets as it came through from the upper jaw into the lower jaw. And it was like lightning, and the jaw was the earth, and the earth is physical, and then there was the physical movement of it. And I just watched this thing happen. I thought, Jesus Christ, that. And I could just feel my whole face starting to breathe. I was saying, wow, that's, and I thought, this feels amazing. And then I could feel all, you know, because you go for sessions to have cranial sacral therapy so that you can feel this thing, but to feel all the bones opening and closing, all the bones of the cranium, and the spine starting to align, and the kundalini working up and down the spine just by breathing. You know, I taught, always channeled in Tai Chi, and always taught breathing with the Tai Chi and the Qi Kung, so always breathing Qi Kung. So I was founded in breathing, but to feel the potency of it, and something that was so, had such a connection to the body, not just the breath and the lungs and the abdomen, but into every cell and into the arms and legs, and was so palpable. To me, it was like, what have I found? And I spent a good, you know, I think, well, someone must be doing this. It's so simple. And I'd explain it, and people say, oh yeah, we do that. And then I'd teach them to say, oh no one's done that before. And for the first year or two, I was expecting some secret cult to come up and say, no, we've already done that, mate. But not so. And lots of people say, oh yeah, we've done that. And people think, I think a lot of people think it's holotropic breathing because the name is so similar, but it's the opposite end of the spectrum. And you know, I would wake up, the reason I knew it was natural and was of spirit as well as earth was because I would wake up in my sleep, and I was doing the holographic breathing in my sleep, and the beings were teaching me while I was asleep, because while I was awake I was just too stubborn, you know, to listen. I'd try to do it my own way, but I think they had better access to me when I was actually asleep. So
All right. Well, I bet we've whet everybody's curiosity here now sufficiently. So maybe we launch into teaching, giving a lesson in this technique.
All right. Well, I'm going to, even though it sounds simple, you know, have the lips together, have the tongue on the roof of the mouth, open the jaw on the in-breath and close it on the out-breath. It's very hard just to start that. So we're going to go through a list of exercises which will start it automatically, and I'll add all the different intricacies to that. And then after that, people have a chance to ask questions, and we'll just see how that goes. And then we'll take it into more depth, where we will work through the bones of the face, through the brain, through the cranium, the different levels, and connect to people, be able to connect to their own channel, their own connection to the earth.
And I will try, people who are on, I will try to log in again, and so that if you have questions, I can answer, I can, you know, put them through to Martin. So
brilliant,
yeah,
brilliant.
I will try to, so we'll try to, I'll monitor that when we're done with the teaching part and see if there are any questions. So, okay.
Right, so in holographic breathing, the lips are closed, the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, the breath is through the nose. And then on the in-breath, very small, opening the jaw on the in-breath, closing it on the out-breath. Now, I described that to start off with, but one of the main things that goes wrong with this is that people listen to that, and when we start the breathing and people start moving the jaw, they think, oh, I must have heard it wrong, or Martin said it wrong. I can't open and close the jaw and have the lips closed and the tongue on the roof of the mouth. But it's the jaw is moving, the lips are closed, and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. A bit like when you're chewing. You can eat food and chew, and the jaw can move and the lips can be closed. I'm going to demonstrate it just for a few breaths so that you can see how subtle, because it's not a big motion, the jaw is very small motion of the jaw, and it becomes more subtle the more you do it. So I'm just going to demonstrate it a little bit before we start. You may not even be able to see the jaw moving. And very quickly it takes you into like a meditative and shamanistic type space very, very quickly. And it is very, very relaxing. So when you learn a holographic breathing, you can do it while you're lying down, sitting down, walking, however and wherever you want to do it. But learning it, it's good to be sitting up, and it's good to be paying attention, because there's a sequence to things, and it's important to get the different bits right. Once you've got it, it's like riding a bike, and then fine, you can go to sleep while you're doing it or miss bits. But the initial learning of it, to properly learn it, is really good to be sitting and paying attention, because it's easy to miss a bit and then not be actually doing the breathing correctly. Then the journeys don't work properly. So okay, so shall I start teaching? Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Go ahead.
right.
And just to recap, the main technique is, if you breathe in on the in breath, you have the tongue on the roof of the mouth, your lips are closed, and then you open the jaw slightly, a few millimeters really.
Yeah.
And then you close the mouth The tongue always stays on the roof of your mouth.
Yeah.
You breathe out and close the jaw.
Yeah. Well, it's at the same time. You start off as a basis with the lips closed, the flat of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. The breath is through the nose. Then with all of that in place, as you breathe in, the jaw is gently opening. As you breathe out, the jaw is gently closing. So it's not you open the jaw and then breathe in and close the jaw and breathe out. It's with the breath. As the breath is coming in, the jaw gently opens with it. As the breath is coming out, the jaw gently closes with that.
Okay.
And I'll teach it the other way around to start off with. We'll start with the movement of the jaw and that bringing in and out the breath, but after a while we'll change it round so the focus is on the breath.
Excellent.
But I'll go through that as we're teaching it, so you don't have to remember that. I'll be bringing your awareness to all of those bits as we do it. So, all right, so everyone closing your eyes and just gently breathing. And we're going to let everyone bring in their own resources. So gently breathing, sending a smile, sending some energy to the earth, and allow the earth to say hello back. Allow yourself to receive from the earth and notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And then sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self and the beneficial energies, and allowing the higher self and the beneficial energies to say hello back. Allow yourself to receive from the higher self and the beneficial energies, and notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies, and asking the earth, the higher self and the beneficial energies to be with you through this whole meditation or meditations as your guide, as your resource, as your healing. And just gently breathing, having the lips relaxed and closed. So it's a gentle seal with the lips. So the lips will stay closed all of the time and the breath is through the nose. And then bringing the tongue to the roof of the mouth. It's the flat of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And to start off with, as much as feels comfortable, so maybe half an inch, maybe an inch, maybe the whole tongue is covering the whole roof of the mouth, whatever feels comfortable. Don't force anything. The tip of the tongue is close to or touching the front teeth. And just, some people may feel that strange, other people just be used to it, but just spend a bit of time breathing through your nose, having your lips relaxed and closed, having your tongue relaxed and on the roof of the mouth. The roof of the mouth and the tongue, this is like a gateway. The energies come back and forth between the lower face and the upper face through the roof of the mouth and the tongue. So this acts as an energy connection, but it's also an important physical aspect of holographic breathing and the whole dynamics that open in holographic breathing. So the breath is through the nose all of the time. The lips are closed all of the time. The tongue is on the roof all of the time. And now, just keeping that so, keeping the tongue on the roof of the mouth and the lips closed, just start opening and closing the jaw as if chewing, just very gently opening and closing the jaw, just 2 or 3 millimeters, not forcefully, relaxed. And then slow that down, and as the jaw is opening, allow the breath to come in through the nose. And as the jaw is closing, allow the breath to leave through the nose. It may feel like a little bellow as the jaw is gently opening, draws the breath in through the nose. As the jaw is gently closing, it exhales the breath through the nose. It's like a little machine. If the lips stay relaxed and closed and the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth, this acts like a little mechanism. As the jaw relaxes open, the breath naturally comes in through the nose. As the jaw relaxes closed, the breath comes out through the nose, relaxing the back of your neck, relaxing the back of your head, and just becoming used to that. The jaw relaxes open, and notice the lips and tongue can stay in their place. The jaw relaxes closed and the breath comes out. Now we're going to change the whole gestalt. Rather than first becoming aware of the jaw, become aware of the breath. As the breath is coming in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. As the breath comes out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. So it's as if the breath is moving the jaw. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. The lips are closed all of the time. The tongue is on the roof of the mouth all of the time. Notice how much more relaxed everything becomes once the attention is on the breath and the jaw follows. And there's this feeling as if you're not doing it at all, it's just happening, and that you've always known how to do this, and it's always been part of you. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, it relaxes closed, small motion. As the teeth separate, or as you're breathing in, the teeth separate. As you're breathing out, they gently come back together, but there's no pressure. They just gently float together, or they just stay very slightly apart. So at no point does the jaw become fixed. It becomes part of the breath. So you're breathing in, the jaw floats open. As you breathe out, the jaw floats back together and either just gently touches or doesn't touch at all. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the back of your head. As your chest is opening, you're breathing in, the chest is opening, the jaw opens with it. As you breathe out, the chest is closing, the jaw closes with it. It's integrated into all the parts of your body. This is not a technique. This is part of you. This is a breathing we are designed to do. As the chest opens, the jaw naturally opens with it. As the chest closes, the jaw naturally closes with it. You may start feeling deep energies starting to move in your body. You may feel relaxation starting to happen. Just allow that. As you breathe in, the abdomen is opening, the jaw follows, it opens. As you breathe out, the jaw relaxes, closed. All of the time, the tongue is relaxed, there's no tension, and it's on the roof of the mouth. The whole time, the lips are closed and relaxed. There's no tension in them. They're all deeply relaxed, and there's this subtle motion of the jaw. It's not a visualization, there's a real motion. Small that it might be, it is a real physical motion. It doesn't actually work unless there's a physical motion of the jaw. You can feel it right down into your pelvis. You're breathing in, you can feel the pelvis and organs opening in the pelvis. As you breathe out, you can feel the pelvis closing and the pelvic floor moving with the breath. The movement of the jaw gives you an access to every part of your body. Notice how easy it becomes to start breathing into your abdomen, breathing into your pelvis. It's as if every cell starts to breathe and the jaw follows along. And the arms and legs, in a very subtle way, the arms and legs start to breathe. The jaw follows, and you kind of forget the jaw because it just becomes so natural. It just becomes part of the breath. And notice in a very subtle way how the whole face has started to breathe through the sinuses, the eyes, the nose, around the ears, and the whole cranium. In a very subtle way, this has started to move with the breath. And notice you can drop back into your brain. In a very subtle way, you start becoming aware of the energies of your own brain. You start being able to feel and see your own brain. And the energies, you might start feeling subtle energies moving up and down your spine. This very simple breathing will start moving you into a new reality, for a new time, for a new era where you can heal and be with every part of your system. You start being able to travel internally through your anatomy and through your energies. And you start being able to channel. You start being able to feel your higher self, your beneficial energies coming to you and being part of you and integrated into the holographic breathing. This breathing gives you the ability to channel, and also to connect to the earth. It's everything is breathing. And when you start breathing in this way, everything is reflections, everything is holographic, everything is reflections of everything else, and everything joins in the breath, becomes one energy. You are individual as yourself, but you're reflected in everything else. Gently breathing with the holographic breathing, relaxing your spine, relaxing your head, letting the energy stream through you. Breathe softly and gently. Relax your throat, relax your head, relax everything. And when you feel ready, gently allowing yourselves to come back.